Sebastian Sterling watched my transmigration happen in real time. He knew my mission from the system was to capture his heart at any cost. This man was stunning in a cruel, icy way. A cigarette rested between his fingers as he looked down at me like I was entertainment, irritation, and trash all at once. You showed up, so that makes you mine, he said lazily. You're my pet now. Then he smiled. As your owner, I command you to give your kidney to my sister. Sister? Then why had the system described her as his unreachable white moonlight? An adopted sister. No shared blood. Interesting. Not that it mattered. Strong women do not rearrange their lives to satisfy monsters. When trash makes unreasonable demands, there is only one correct response. Hit first. One slap for the girl. One solid kick for the man. And the system pulling the strings behind the scenes? That one deserved a beating too. Just another ordinary day. I won't donate my kidney. I cut Sebastian off mid-sentence and turned away. Instantly, the system screamed inside my head. Host, I transported you here to capture Sebastian Sterling's heart. You must earn his affection step by step and complete the mission. A glowing point of light hovered insistently before my eyes. I frowned. So I was supposed to throw away my dignity, ignore power and money, and claw my way toward a man's approval like it was some sacred treasure? Was I out of my mind? But look at him, the system coaxed. Sebastian is incredibly handsome. I glanced back. His eyes were filled with effortless arrogance, the kind that came from absolute confidence. I'm not the first one sent here, am I? I asked suddenly. He was far too calm. Sebastian lifted a brow. Clever. What happened to the others? The question hung heavy in the air. He didn't answer right away. He inhaled slowly, then smiled as if reminiscing. I stepped forward, plucked the cigarette from his hand, and crushed it between my fingers. For a split second, he froze. Then he leaned closer and exhaled smoke directly into my face. Interesting. They're all dead, I said flatly. Only by finishing the mission could someone return home. If the mission was still active, then no one before me had succeeded. Which meant, host, as long as you just... Shut up. Sebastian's gaze softened in a disturbing way, like he was savoring old memories. Some fell in love immediately, he said slowly. When I rejected them, they jumped from buildings. Some stayed by my side as lovers. Depression killed them. Others worked for me. Once they became useless, they died badly. Some cleaned up my messes and were silenced. Some fought back. His smile deepened. The last one lasted a week longer than expected. He leaned forward, eyes gleaming. So, tell me, how long before you're begging at my feet? A day, he guessed. Or will you be dead by tomorrow? Why, I shot back. Are you in such a hurry to die? The system shrieked. After half an hour of nagging, its tone finally shifted. If you refuse to cooperate, I will enforce compliance. Enforce? Pain exploded through my nerves. Electric shock. This is only level 1, host. I didn't wait to hear more. I locked myself in the bathroom, grabbed the glowing point, dragged it in front of my face, and punched it. It screamed. Good. So you can feel pain too, I started. Another shock hit, stronger. I responded by punching it again, and again, and again. It shocked me for more times. I kept swinging. Kill me if you want, I said through clenched teeth. As long as I'm alive, I'll beat you into scrap. 3 more punches. Let's see who breaks first. There was a reason people called me the Iron Lady of MIT. Systems might have cheats. I had willpower. Strength, speed, intelligence, and guts. Especially guts. After 4 hours, 3 blackouts, and a brutal stalemate, the system finally caved. I was wrong. I shouldn't have chosen you. I'll send you back. You wouldn't dare. I gripped the dimmed light, my voice calm and dangerous. So you can drag in more girls? Let Sebastian carve them up until he's bored. I tilted my head. Do you know how many cuts there are in death by 1,000 cuts? 3,357. It replied automatically. Correct. I pulled out a fruit knife and waved it casually. The system shook violently. I won't send you back. I swear. Boss. Good. I lowered the knife slightly. Call me Big Sis. Yes, Big Sis. Tell Sebastian nothing. Only the host can hear me. No one else in this world has access. Perfect. Now give me everything. Every file you have on Sebastian and his precious sister. I'll donate the kidney. I stood in front of Sebastian again, hands in my pockets, pretending defeat while squeezing the system tightly. He smiled like a conqueror. He checked his watch. 5 hours, he said. You've lasted longer than the rest. He applauded slowly, mockingly. Kneel. You've earned the right to be my dog. But you haven't earned anything. My voice was cold. I agreed to surgery, not humiliation. Keep your superiority act. It makes my skin crawl. For the first time, surprise crossed his face. He studied me, then chuckled. A new approach? He stepped closer, invading my space. Trying to provoke me? Seeking attention. He tapped my nose lightly. I'll admit it. It's working. Big sis. His affection score went up. 10%. The system squealed. Quiet. I shoved Sebastian away, wiped my face thoroughly, and turned to leave. Call me when the surgery is scheduled. I needed time. Unfortunately, Sebastian didn't understand boundaries. He knew I had nowhere to go except his villa, yet he insisted on returning there too. After 2 years away, just seeing him in the house made me sick. And he would not leave me alone. Madam, Sir is cooking for you himself today. The housekeeper burst in thrilled. I sat upright. Poison? He really loves you. He's been watching you with binoculars. She looked starstruck. I felt nauseous. Eating his food would be suicide. Affection points +5. Big sis. He's enjoying this. I mentally glared. The system immediately shut up. I made sure to come downstairs half an hour late on purpose. At first, Sebastian laughed like my delay was some cute display of pride. 5 minutes later, the mood shifted. Big sis, affection -10. Big sis, affection 0. Big sis, affection negative. Big sis, warning, he's about to explode. Each update made me glance calmly at my watch. So this was his patience limit. 30 minutes. Impressive in the worst way. I finally walked down just before disaster struck and chose the seat farthest from him. His face was grim. He didn't speak. He just ate. So I ate too. Bang. He kicked the table leg. The heavy wood rattled. I didn't even look up. I just sped up my chewing. Crash. A bowl shattered against the floor. Annoying. Who was this tantrum even for? Splash. An abalone landed in my soup, broth splattering onto my cheek. That did it. I set my chopsticks down and stood. Hey you. Sebastian jumped up and rushed over, walking the stairs. He looked irritated, then hesitated. What's her name? Arms crossed, expression lofty, like he was granting me an honor. Why, I asked calmly. Do you sound like you're asking for my contact info? No, Here. I handed him a card. Huge bold letters covered it. Professional pig castrate. Are you insane? He tore it apart, rage flaring, but then he seemed to remember my kidney. He swallowed his temper, dragged me back to the table, and pushed a bowl of soup toward me. Drink it. I cooked it myself. Suspicious. I glanced at the oily surface. Too heavy. I don't like it. Be obedient. It's good for you. Drink all of it. Ah, now it made sense. In his eyes, I wasn't a person. I was spare parts. I lifted the bowl, stepped onto the chair, and dumped the soup over his head. If you love it so much, I said coldly, drink it yourself. Drink until you can give your kidney to your sister, then open your eyes wide and watch her moan under you. Or under someone else. I tried to flip the table. It was too heavy, so I yanked the tablecloth instead. Dishes shattered across the floor. Enjoy your green hat. I grabbed my bag and left. Behind me, Sebastian laughed softly. You're excellent. When I turned back, his eyes were cold again, mocking. You'll come crawling back within 3 days. No, tonight. I slammed the door. Through the glass, I saw his lips move. I'll be waiting, system. I asked while heading to the largest mall in the city. What did he mean? Big sis, I'm not sure. I laughed and mentally grabbed it, letting the image of my knife hover close. You've run this mission before. If you still don't understand him, I'll bury you in cement. That word jogged its memory. If affection stays at 0 for 6 hours, there's a punishment. Explain. Fully. First 6 hours, electric shock. Second 6 hours, permanent damage. Third 6 hours, erasure. So that was it. The system wasn't neutral. It was his partner. Both deserved to burn. I ate a meal I actually enjoyed, then spent my remaining money on 2 things. A coat. A watch. Cheap by his standards. Priceless to me. I didn't wear them. I carried them carefully back to the villa. Yes, I returned. I needed him confident, arrogant, certain I couldn't escape. Only then could I crush him. Sebastian locked himself inside the study, so I dragged a beanbag to the door and slept there. When I woke up, my bags were gone. Two muddy footprints led into the study. The door was open. A woman's laughter drifted out. She really thought buying junk would fix things. Bella's voice dripped with scorn. I rushed in. My coat was being tugged from both sides. The fabric ripped. The watch hit the floor and shattered. My coat. Sebastian frowned. You bought these to beg for forgiveness. Why pretend otherwise? Big sis, he saw you yesterday. Affection went up to 5, now back to 0. He thinks you're desperate. Shut up. I snapped. Enough. I grabbed Sebastian's mouth mid-sentence. I bought these for myself. With my money. Are you thieves now? You treat me like trash and expect me to grovel. Bella opened her mouth. I grabbed hers too. Both of you. Silence. The room went still. Peaceful. Sebastian moved the transplant up as punishment. By dawn, the operating room was ready. Bella insisted on seeing me beforehand. Predictable. I activated my recorder and hidden cameras. She smiled sweetly as I lay restrained. Did you think being his wife made you better than me? Everything he has is mine. Your money, your kidney, even your life. She leaned closer. I'm not even sick, but he'll still take everything from you. Her ring sparkled. I scoffed. Fighting over garbage suits you. She laughed. I'll watch you lose more than a kidney. So that was the plan. She wanted me dead. After she left, I cut myself free and uploaded everything. 15 minutes later, the internet exploded. Top actress. Famous CEO. Twisted relationship. Trending #1. Bella collapsed in panic, clinging to Sebastian. Brother, save me. She glared at me viciously. Click. I showed him the photo. She looks healthy to me. He raised his hand. I struck first. Both of them. Want to know if she's sick? I smiled, pulling out my blade. Let's check. Sebastian snapped. Guards flooded the room. Strap her down. Operate now. System. I said calmly. Kneel. Yes, big sis. I asked for combat enhancement. 1 hour of invincibility. Cost 1 year of life. Deal. The first guard flew through the door. Blood rage was perfect. 30 men fell. I beat Sebastian until he bled, watched him crawl to Bella. She screamed. I patted her head. Ever wonder how much force it takes to twist off a head? She fainted. I checked the time. 10 minutes used. Pause the effect. Paused. 50 minutes remaining. Excellent. The system offered a hint. Kill him now, and you return home. Tempting. Instead, I tied him up, humiliated, gagged. Woke Bella. Let her see everything. Then I smiled. You said 1 year of life. You didn't say it had to be mine. When Sebastian refused, screaming for the system to save him, I finally looked at him without humor. How did the girls you killed quit? Rage burned. I was ready to make him pay. Please, big sis, please don't kill me. I'll give you a year. I'll give you the company. Everything. I'll give you everything. Sebastian's begging evolved fast. At first it was stiff and awkward. Then it became fluent, desperate, rehearsed. Tears streamed down his face, his body shaking like a beaten animal that finally understood fear. His knees slammed into the floor. I looked down at him calmly. What if I say only one of you gets to live? I shifted my gaze between him and Bella, curious. If this was love, now was the moment to prove it. Sebastian did not hesitate. He pointed at Bella, accusing her of everything. He said she planned it all. Said he never wanted the game, that Bella thought it was entertaining, that she pushed him into it. Really? I smiled, then began listing names. Stella Moon. Fell for you instantly. Married you with her entire fortune. Once you drained her money, you flaunted your affair with Bella until she jumped. Willow Spring. Drugged, forced into marriage, used as a shield. Branded a villain by the public while you hid behind her. She withered away in depression. Fiona Lynn. A genius architect. Worked herself to ruin for you. Every design she created was handed to Bella. Fame for her. Money for you. When Fiona got sick, you refused to pay for treatment. Yara Jean. Special Forces. You convinced her the mission would take her home. You turned her into a weapon. When she refused to keep killing, You erased her. I finished calmly. Now you're saying you were manipulated? Rage surged. I grabbed both of their necks and lifted them effortlessly. Their faces darkened, eyes rolling as panic took over. You've never felt your life resting in someone else's hands, have you? Big sis, the system said gently. Bella is terminally ill. Less than 3 months. Don't stain your hands. I paused. Then I released them. They collapsed, coughing violently. I pulled the gag from Bella and pressed her face close to Sebastian's. Kiss him, I said lightly. Do it, and I'll let you live. Sebastian recoiled. Kiss, I repeated. You loved performing for me before. Why stop now? Bella closed her eyes and leaned in. Sebastian gagged, barely holding himself together. I laughed. Love? What a lie. I left them both behind in the underground clinic. They chose the location themselves, isolated, hidden. No one would come looking anytime soon. Perfect. I returned home, confirmed the marriage certificate, and immediately began liquidating everything. Jewelry, art, assets. Anything that couldn't be sold was destroyed. By nightfall, I boarded a private flight with a suitcase full of valuables and a card holding billions. When Bella finally dragged Sebastian back to the villa, all that remained were bare walls. Even the floor tiles were gone. That's it, Sebastian scoffed. But when the second house looked the same, his confidence wavered. Still, he smiled and reassured Bella. It's fine. We have more. They made up. I watched through the system feed, mildly impressed. Then reality arrived. When they discovered every property emptied, the company mortgaged, and massive loans taken out under Sebastian's name, he went silent. His calls flooded in. I watched them ring, ignored them. Finally, I replied once. Save your messages, Pauper. Then I blocked everything and threw the phone away. Being rich is addictive. Ordering without looking at prices. Buying homes like snacks. Cars, clothes, entire collections reserved on impulse. As someone who had lived broke her whole life, I spiraled immediately. New money confidence is dangerous. While lounging in a private club surrounded by handsome men, I suddenly thought of my best friend. She loves pretty faces. If she were here, I'd spoil her senseless. Wine, fruit, massages, stacks of cash just to watch her panic and laugh. The thought hurt. System. I asked quietly, can I bring someone from my world here? Normally no. But if two people complete the ring of true bond by answering 1,000 questions about each other correctly, they may choose a world to stay in. I can do that. Easily. When do we start? That costs points. You have 0. Family gets a discount. Family? I laughed softly. I didn't have one. My parents had money, but never for me. Insults replaced meals. Chores replaced care. Violence replaced love. My brother had everything. I had nothing. When the family collapsed, he handed me his last bit of cash and jumped. They blamed me. I survived because I called her. She came without hesitation. Since then, we were all each other had. I have to bring her here. I have to give her the life she deserves. The only question left was simple. How do I earn points? Other than Sebastian's affection, I asked, is there any other way to earn points? The system went quiet, digging through its own rules. Actually, yes. If you stop the villain from damaging the world, ensure global stability, and preserve peace, points will be awarded. So Sebastian is the villain. Everything finally clicked. No wonder the so-called male lead felt wrong from the start. He was never meant to be redeemed as a hero. You dragged all those girls into this, I said slowly, just to reform one rotten man and stop him from committing crimes? I pinched the bridge of my nose. The final objective is world peace, right? Correct. Then why fix him? If I kill the villain, he can't hurt anyone. Peace achieved. The system froze. Logically, that would also meet the requirements. Perfect. I immediately began planning Sebastian's death. As long as it didn't trace back to me, the loophole was flawless. Poisoned food, accidental falls, gas leaks, vehicle malfunctions. I listed hundreds of possibilities overnight, refining each one with care. Within 3 days, Sebastian could vanish without a trace, reduced to ashes and scattered to the wind. I admired my own efficiency. Then the system interrupted. Due to your extreme threat level, you have now been reclassified as the world's ultimate villain. I stared at the screen. Me? Before I could respond, the system spoke again. To stabilize your emotions and prevent catastrophic outcomes, the The system will summon one person from your original world. The next second, my best friend appeared in front of me. Coco. Ken. We crashed into each other, crying and laughing at the same time. From that moment on, everything felt unreal. Snap. Luxury cars. Snap. Mansions. Snap. Unlimited funds. Snap. A parade of handsome men. While we were enjoying life to the fullest, Sebastian tracked us down. Turns out I had accidentally used his card before freezing his accounts. He boarded a flight immediately. I was just about to let my best friend choose a method for my assassination list when the system screamed, "Do not kill him. Big sis, give the money back. I have unlimited black cards now. Killing him invalidates everything." Fine. Now that I was officially the ultimate villain, I had leverage. I took a black card from the system, requested another for my best friend, closed my notebook, and looked at Sebastian, who was being stopped at the entrance. "Let him in. Give me my money," Sebastian snarled, "or I'll drag you down with me." He looked terrible. The pristine suit from before was ruined, buttons missing, fabric wrinkled, hair disheveled, eyes sunken and bloodshot. Good. I enjoyed this version of him. At him. At my signal, a dozen men rushed forward and pinned him to the floor. I copied his old expression perfectly, the one he wore when he looked down on others. "There's no money," I said calmly, "and there's no life either." I clapped. Elite lawyers stepped forward, all now working for me. Sebastian watched his former legal team stand at my side, despair flooding his face. Then he broke. "Please save Bella." He slammed his head against the floor, begging me to find a donor for her. "She doesn't need a kidney," he sobbed. "It's her heart." I tilted my head, and why would I save her? His voice shook. "Then divorce me. Please. She doesn't have much time. I want her final days to be without regret." I refuse. If we stayed married, everything I did to him stayed legally justified. I liked that. Big sis, the root of his downfall, was this forbidden relationship. If you let them be together, you may receive a large amount of points. "Draft the papers." I signed instantly. "Can I have the ring back?" Sebastian asked quietly. "I don't have it," he added, ashamed. I tore the tab off a beer can and tossed it at him. "True love conquers all. That should suit you both." He stayed silent for a long time. "I'm sorry," he whispered. "I heard you," I replied, "but forgiveness is not included." Before he left, I asked the system one last thing. If Sebastian completes missions, can he save Bella? The answer was no, but Sebastian never knew that. Bella died in poverty after a long illness. Sebastian believed the system could resurrect her, so he volunteered for transmigration after transmigration, chasing points and redemption. He tried every way to die. One day, his mind shattered, because he began waking up inside the bodies of saviors. Saviors whose names he once ignored. My name is Stella Moon. I am Willow Spring. I'm Fiona Lynn. I am Yara Jean. Living in their bodies, seeing the cruelty he once inflicted replayed from the other side, watching versions of himself destroy lives without mercy, Sebastian finally understood. This was his punishment. This was his hell.